gothic terror of the mid-90s, where I get to review 2 horror-themed FPSs from that era. Basically, I'm reviewing 2 horror boomer shooters. I wish I could cosplay as some from one of those, but Sarah here took my idea and now I'm stuck with being a necros instead.
You know...
I don't want to wear a helmet! Quake, the reason why most games in the mid to late 2000s look brown. The development of Quake actually dated back in 1991, after being teased in the readme page on Commander Key. It was gonna be called A Fight for Justice, where you play as Quake with his mighty hammer in a fantasy setting. It was gonna be a completely different game, being inspired by Dungeons and Dragons and other such high fantasy works. But it was put on the side when work on Wolf 3D and Doom took over. And while they're about to continue working on that project, problems arise. Computer hardware was moving fast, internal trouble creeped in which led to John Romero and a few others leaving after the game was done, niche ideas taken off, and the whole fantasy RPG concept got a bit complicated, so they decided to play safe and just make it another FPS game. And it has to be fully 3D, none of that spite crap, unless it's for particle stuff. Its gritty and dreadful presentation got its inspiration from the works of H.P. Lovecraft, the famous horror writer of Why Did I Name My Cat the N-Word? Now called Quake, it was released as a shareware product in June 1996, with retail copies published by GT Interactive. Fun fact, before being sniped by Infogrames, GT Interactive was a subsidiary of Good Times Home Video. Aside from Mac, Linux, and even Amiga versions, console ports were released for the Saturn and the N64. That's weird, no PS1 version? Wait a minute, someone ported the game to the Amiga OS, but the PS1 version scanned? Fuckers! I'm in my room with Sarah now, since it's much better than a keyboard on my lap. I'll be using Dark Places, and while I enjoy the smooth interpolated animations from time to time, for accuracy I'm switching that off. As well as playing it on 640x480, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not that masochistic. Now I wonder how can I make the guns bob like in the original. Let's start this game. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be... Sassy? Oh, sorry. I don't know why I orgasmed there. So unlike most shareware titles where it has an episode menu, here you choose the difficulty and the episode through this playable hub level. I'll just do normal. Actually, I'll play on hard. What could possibly go wrong? So for controls, it's pretty simple. W and S for walking, and A and D for strafing. Simple really. What the hell is this bullshit? I better use the arrow keys, says someone who prefers not to move on to conventional ways. A boomer? Yeah. Anyways, it's a lot like Doom, except you can jump, swim, freely look with the mouse and... Wait, no use key. I have to push them physically? Feels like a rage trap, but it's a minor nitpick. With this new engine and new mechanics, it feels more fluid and more maneuverable when it comes to speedrunning. Quake is a popular playground for speedrunners next to Doom, where it plays using techniques like bunny hopping, rocket jumping, rocket boost, grenade jump, and much more, but most of them used in multiplayer. Speaking of, who gives a shit about single player? Most players remember it for the online deathmatches, which is why it made the first game a multiplayer-only experience with a single player campaign. Hell, they even created Quake Roll, which can improve responsiveness to those with dial-up modems doing online play. Yeah, I suck at this. I'm sticking with single player. The episode, in a nutshell, is an introduction for most of the enemies, weapons, and level themes. The first level of every episode is always going to be a base map full of possessed grunts and rottweilers. They're weak to you, even with your pesky shotgun. Just 2 shotgun blasts and they're dead. Hooray for animal abuse! You start with an axe, the rarest weapon you ever use, and the shotgun, which you won't use this for long. The first level introduces 2 weapons, the nail gun, which shoots physical nails instead of hit scans, and the double shotgun. I'm always fond of them double barrels, so there's 1 shot using that and they're insta-killed. Or if you want some fun, shoot them from afar, then get close and shoot them for a jib surprise. Ah, jibs, always satisfying. I remember playing the first level fondly, probably because I played it on easy. On hard? Oh god. At least I survived. This being a shareware episode is much more remembered than the rest, So what else does it have? Castle of the Damned, an unusual level as this is the only one of the base ones to have the grunts in it, and you'll never see them again in the rest of the episode. This introduces more weird and demented enemies, such as the ogres, aka the first thing you see when starting this level. They have a chainsaw and a grenade launcher that escalated quickly. So many shotgun blasts to kill this fucker, it's ridiculous. Then there's the knives which are just sword wielding grunts and take more damage to put them down. If you're playing on hard, this introduces the scrags, floating creatures that spit acid at you and has a mysteriously menacing voice. They creep me out. And then there's the worst enemy of the level. Key hunting. It's not bad in the first levels, but oh god, in the harder levels, aside from the enemies being dicks, you'll be confused to where you should go, compared to how dark some of the places are. Oh yeah, and there's the fiend. I'm scared of those. They like to jump at you, which hurts you a lot with our armor. Damn, that much? God, their brown skin, their bloody mouths, their lack of eyes, their growls. They pump me with fear. I hate how spongy some of the enemies are. It takes so many shells to kill these fucks that I keep circus stripping to save my life. One alone is bad, but in packs? Please leave me alone. Never fear, as there are power-ups you can pick up, such as quad damage. Oh yeah! Obviously it contributes to damage input and is satisfying to use. For 30 seconds because that's how long it takes, so make it count. You then have the pentagram of protection, which makes you invisible. 666 baby! While it does make you invulnerable to attacks, they can still damage your armor, so don't forget that. Yeah, you're gonna forget that, huh? I don't blame you. Then there's a ring of shadows, more coming in the final episode, which makes you invisible all while you hear voices in your head. See, I told you Lord of the Rings is satanic. This big health box gives you 100 health, if you're going over 100, although that will gradually go back to 100 unlike the Doom. 100. You also have to buy a suit, but who gives a shit? Can I talk about the health kits? I feel like the 25 and 15 kits look the same, under the sounds they make when you pick up. Sure, the 35 one have animated lights unlike the 15, but you barely notice it when playing. And what's just low numbers? They would have made us just one health kit and shit, I'm bringing Half-Life to this again. The crop place introduces a grenade launcher and zombies. They're only dead when you jib them from explosions to quad damage shells. With its new engine, it creates some unique ways to kill the player via map traps, like mounted nail guns, moving stakes, enemy closets, because of course, spikes, guillotines, and whatever that's supposed to be. While it introduces the scrags on easy and normal, and hard, this introduces the shamblers, big white furry fucks who are dangerous up close and dangerous from far away. They shoot bolts, man! They shoot bolts! Adding insult to injury, they're resistant to explosions, so a nail gun is the preferred way to kill them. Too bad I keep wasting too much ammo on hard. There's 3 in this level, and when you kill one in this section, another shamble pops in, as if the game said, fuck you! This is fair and balanced, right? Oh no, 2 fiends at the end, just gonna run away. If you do kill them, a shamble shows up, because of course you never get enough of that fuzzy fuck. The Grizzly Grotto is at least a breeze. Okay, at the end it isn't, but at least there's no shambles anywhere. Much like previous Hit games, there are secrets swimming around the levels, which are hidden in lakes, in hidden doors where you must shoot them, or these targets, hitting hidden switches, or by rocket jumping. They range from ammo, weapons, power-ups, or even secret levels. This one's unique. Ziggurat Vertigo has low gravity. It gives you a rocket launcher early. Just be prepared for that damn shambler. Gloom Keep. God, I wish to live here. This introduces the shambles on easy, but I already got fucked by them. At least there's some cover. Too bad that I used rockets at him. Idiot! Oh look, it's our friends, the fiends. Fuck me! Welcome to the Door to Kafan. What a hard name to say. This introduces a runic theme, a more demonic theme, and I quite like the aesthetic. Ooh. Ah. Ah! You're gonna get fucked once you get the cold key because a chamber pops up and you have no cover at all. Thanks, game. And another one! Well, at least this one's easy. Kind of. This is Kafan, unfortunately one of the only 2 bosses of the game, if you even call the last one a boss. Once you pick up the rune, they show up, and you must lower the electric rods and stamp on the button to electrocute them. At least in normal, do it 3 times while avoiding their projectiles. Episode 1 finished. Oh, this is gonna be a massacre in the later episodes. Can you talk about the story for a bit? There's a story? You get the phone call at 4 AM, and I'm bored already. Basically, some jackass invaded these slipgates, and some menacing force known as Quake used them to invade Earth. It's just dumb and Lovecraftian. This isn't like Half-Life at all. Then again, that was made after Quake, but Strife is more story-driven, so at least there's a fair comparison. There's this text at the end telling you what the frick you just did before. Next! Realm of Black Magic has a more medieval theme, but you won't go there until you meet the Enforcers, grunts that shoot lasers and can actually speak English.
You there!
They drop Thunderbolt ammo, which is useful once you pick up the weapon. Starting from map 2, it goes downhill. The Ogre Citadel has a fiend near the castle's entrance when you activate the left switch. You can enter the other way, but they'll attack you once you get in. Like in Wolfenstein 3D, there's only 2 keys to worry about, the gold one and the silver one. Ooh, one less key to worry about. I just like to bring that up because next game I review is gonna be a hard mess when it comes to keys. Next level introduces the Death Knights, beefier version of the regular knights. Unlike them, they can use this attack when you're far enough from them. And also these fishes. In the vanilla engine, killing one counts as 2 apparently. Episode 2, like episode 3, only has 6 levels plus 1 secret level hidden in the Crypt of Decay. While the levels are shorter and the enemy count is smaller than Doom due to the complexity of the engine, and its dependency on computers at the time with all that newfangled Pentium chips, that doesn't stop the game from being bullshit. I've already mentioned the traps, but some levels can be quite mazy, especially those in episode 4. We'll get to that later. Sorry for being a bit of a millennial, even though I'm actually a Gen Zer. Stop confusing the two! But having to backtrack my way out of the level can get tedious. Where should I go? Where's that key? I'm too scared of picking up, well, basically anything important. Because if I do, there is a chance a monster closet opens, enemies spawn in, or they just come out of the window. It's nerve-wracking. Case in point, map 4, the Ebon Fortress, where if we pick up this rocket launcher, 2 fiends appear from there. Walking in a hallway, enemies screech. Oh hey, I'm almost at the end of the— oh great, a shambler. And I killed this ogre, I descended in this elevator, and oh fuck off! Fuck off! God, these fiends have their pinpoint jumping attacks. I'm making hitting the switches impossible! Ah!
Sassy, you don't need to play it on hard if it makes you angry a lot. You can just play on normal, or easy even.
Easy is for kids and grandmas, and normal is for pussies like you!
Holy fuck, that was so out of character of me.
Yeah, I like to save often in case I get into trouble. Kind of a lousy way to finish the game? Yeah, but I don't like to start the level again. At least you still have the weapons picked up from the previous level when you restart. It's probably the Dark Places thing, but either way, I'd rather be safe scumming. Map 5, and the cover has arrived! This is a map where it uses a lightning gun. Very powerful, it can kill enemies in a few seconds. And despite the shambles using thunderbolts, they're like Cutman. They're not very resistant to their own attacks. Okay, seems like I got everything covered. I'll just go into this room and— ah! Thankfully, there's a quad damage in that pool, and I died. Good job, me! Note to self, never use a rocket launcher like a shotgun. Last map of the episode. There's an ogre and a fiend behind that wall, so be prepared. I like this map because it has that middle pile with the rising bridges. What I don't like is the elevator at the end because it spawns those goddamn shamblers and also a nail trap in the middle. And goddammit, I hate being squashed. And at the end of the level, you confront with the newest enemies, the Vors. Oh god, the Vors. Also known as the Shell Rafts, these spider-looking fucks like to throw homing pods at you and spawn into contact. And on hard, they're quite hard to avoid them. Impossible if you're way too close to it. This is the second worst enemy in the game, next to the Fiend. After that mess, you get the Rune, and you learn that its whole invasion was planned by one shub— am I allowed to say that word? I don't want to be accused of saying the N-word. The Rune throbs evilly in your hand. Are they talking about my cock? Did I just say that out loud? Let's talk about the few official console ports this thing has. We have the Nintendo 64 version, which is very different of course. There is no hub level, missing maps, different music by Hobby Hodges, which retains some ambient feel which I like. You have to play them in a linear order, so no episodes, and you have to wait for the game to build the maps. This is a cartridge game, and then it has to load the maps. Beautiful. As for the Saturn version developed by Lobotomy Software, it had a different approach. Since the console couldn't handle the original engine, they decided to use their slave driver engine, used and exhumed. Despite this, it is the most accurate official port. It retains Trent Reznor's soundtrack, so that's neat. While it doesn't have the secret level from the PC original, it does have their own. This is leagues better than the N64 ports. Too bad both of them are shuggy as fuck. Yeah, they're obviously a far cry from the PC version. Nowadays, it's just novelty stuff, so why bother getting them, other than for collecting reasons. Nothing much to say about map 1, it's somewhat linear. Reminds me of We've Got Hostiles from that one Valve game that I can't stop referencing! Starting from Vaults of Zen, the game takes a more religious and thematic turn with its aesthetic. I know I've said it before, but god I love this. This is actually my favorite episode. Even with its difficulty and a sense of claustrophobia, I had an easier time than the previous episode. The level tricks you into giving you a key right in front of you, only for it to go down and open the doors for the zombies to come in. God, this spot where you pick up the gold key. As you kill this Shimbler on the bottom, another one spawns at the top of the area. Stop hiding! I really love these aesthetics. It's a lot more gothic in some aspects, and also a lot more demonic, with its runic stuff. Problem is that it can look dark, drab, or both. I can hardly see anything in episode 4, that I had to turn up the brightness. The enemies' designs are good as well. Honestly, the low polygon makes them much scarier than, say, this fellow. Low poly models can either have charm or dread if used right. I also like the charm that the uninterpolated animations. It's like I'm playing Doom. Quake is one of the first games to take advantage of 3D accelerated cars, with Quake released in early 1997. While it's possible to run Quake with just a Pentium, Quake allows for better frame rates at higher resolutions. It was the benchmark of its time before it got surpassed by Quake 2. As for audio, what's with the teleporting sounds? 4 out of 5 times they sound wacky. I guess they couldn't stick with one good sound since they don't like repetitions or have these worldly free cartoon sounds. Speaking of repetition, despite that, get used to Trent Reznor's jumping noises. And yes, Trent himself did provide his voice to the Ranger, and it's hilarious when he dies. It's more like he's having an orgasm. Is that all you got? You are such a disappointment. On the plus side, the enemy sounds does give me a sense of fear, and explosions are just orgasmic, as well as the jibbing sounds. And speaking of Trent, he composed the soundtrack of the game. It's mostly ambient tracks that gives a foreboding sense when traversing these levels. Very different from Doom or Quake 2 later. They don't have actual titles, so they go by track numbers, but fans came up with their own names for them. But I just use the track numbers because fuck you, that's how I roll. Man, these levels are so great, even if they like to cheat sometimes. Satan's Dark Delight has these moving platforms in this area where you shoot at the target to do some crazy shit like squashing the enemies. And then there's White Tunnels, probably the most secret map that isn't a secret. There's these wind tunnels where you must jump and you get launched into rooms. God, these rooms are big, not enough for cover. This could have had some grunts and enforcers roaming around. It's quite weird. Way weirder than any other level, even Ziggurat's Vertigo. The actual Ziggurat level is just a normal hard level, but it has goddamn voids in it. So does the last level of the map, where you'll often see rings of shadows around corners. I like seeing a vor humming themselves. And then there's the ending part, including the snail trap, where you're confronted by 2 vors. And as if you're done with them, a fiend spawns right in front of you as you're about to get the rune. Classy. The flipping platforms are cool though. I find the story structure boring. It's just text with no picture at the end, not even a cutscene. It's like they wanted it to have a plot, but they just couldn't be bothered to when the deadline is fast approaching. Okay, final break. I'm gonna bring some. Forget the break. I'm continuing. Sassy? Nah, I'm just showing where the nightmare skill is. Oh. Well, I hope you don't send me to that portal. I just did. You fought! What did you just call me? A fought! That's what you are! You're becoming a slut for harder difficulties all of a sudden. What happened to you? I don't know what happened. My inner demon is forcing me to do it. Oh, snap out of it. I'm putting this on easy. Get away from there, you lips! Sassy! Is that how you treat your mother? No. I didn't mean to call you that. Oh, I really meant to call you that, lips. I'm gonna finish the rest on Nightmare, and you shall not stop me! How the try me, bitch? Oh god, I'm becoming unstable. I really should stop this. Don't listen to yourself. Don't listen to your sister. Continue on, my slave. Aren't you my slave? Shut the fuck up, Sassy, and continue on. Anyways. So it starts with a mazy sewer level. About time!
Episode 4 has a more Lovecraftian feel with its increased enemy counts, large spaces, and those damn fours. This episode doesn't give a fuck. When played normally, you're gonna have a lack of weapons and ammo. You're gonna use the super shotgun and a crumbling nail gun for the majority of the first half. The Elder God Shrine. I like the graveyard part, even if it's hard as nails. My god, these crowds keep appearing! Could this get any... Alright, enough of your bullshit! Stop being such a screaming fuck when reviewing this game. If you keep doing this, I will actually kick you out of my apartment. You will never come back in! Ever! You hear me, Sassy? Stop with this shit, or I'll... Sassy? Are you sure you're talking to the right person? Well, yeah, that's your nickname and all. You're wrong. Sassy isn't here anymore. I am in charge now. Well, guess I'll do the rest of the review by myself then. Yeah, you better do it, sweetheart. And don't leave my room. Stay on my bed and do the rest for me. Okay, what you scream about are the spawns. These slimy dicks are a worst nightmare. After their wind-up animation, they will move fast, very close to the player, wanting to slap them. If you kill them, they will explode as a defense mechanism. You'll find them mostly in groups or in the dark. If it's in groups, well, good luck with that. She really must hate the pain maze. Yes, I fucking do! Because it was made way late into development, they had to put him in the final episode. Thankfully, only 2 maps has at least one spawn in the episode. Wait, that isn't good. Don't give me hope, Sarah. Palace of Hate, a fitting title for a hard level. Not for me. Even with those fuzzy fucks, I had no trouble traversing this excusable level. What with the backtracking? Is it because you save scummed? At least it's better than killing spawns! Thank Lucifer there aren't any here. Hail's Atrium, when you must get the silver key if you... Oh, you're just skipping that, huh? I'd rather not suffer. I've suffered enough inside her mind. So wait, you're actually a different entity? I thought Sassy was like the Hulk. We're actually 2 girls. There's your sister, who is inside my mind. And then there's me. I possess this body when her need arises. This isn't what I actually look like, but... one day, I shall look glorious. In the meantime, I must suffer to progress. The Pain Maze! Probably the worst level in the game. You have fiends everywhere, wars waiting for you, Hell Knights in this section, unholy altars that disintegrate, and spawns that spawn in or come out of windows. This area where you must get the cold key will give you nightmares, as this part has spawns littered in. And when you pick up the key, spawns will fill the room you've just been. God, it's like St. Peterson had a thing for that slime monster, because this map has the most spawns of the game, 49 on the hard to be exact. And yes, all but 1 are made by Pearson in this episode. And then there's a Jor Agony, or a Zor Agony, or whatever, where it drops a Shambler at the start. Cool. Well, at least it isn't much brown, it is, I don't know, easier? Nah, nothing with spawns makes it easier. And on the last room, she must skill 3 fours to open the exit and collect the rune. I did it. I fucking did it. Sarah, my dear, next time you're with me, never force me to do it your way. And please, refer to me as Letigia. Well, off to her personal hell inside her mind. We'll meet again soon. Oh shit! Sassy! Sassy! Oh god. Her heart is still beating. Better put her to bed and finish this review. Once you collect all the runes, the middle part opens up that leads to Shub's lair. I'm gonna put this on hard now. Now off to fight Shubby Girl. It's unusual for an episodic sharer game to have a boss stage outside of the episodes. Like Doom 2, the final boss likes to spawn enemies to attack you, although she doesn't attack like at all. And instead of shooting rockets at her like the Icon of Sin, you wait till this ball fake comes into her and use this teleport to get inside her. Oh wow, a bit dirty of me. The black coat of the woods of 1,000 young, defeated by one spiky ball. Even the monsters at the nail against it stood a chance. As protagonist kills her inside, the scroll congratulates you for killing her, as well as it congratulating you. A bit cheap there, but Yup. This drink tastes like piss. As for Quake, aside from the multiplayer, which is great and all, it's just your typical mid-90s hit stuff. Key hunting, teleporting enemies, secret levels, episodic structure, it's just Doom on a better engine. Speaking of which, here's a mod that replicates it. While Sassy did enjoy the game, especially its aesthetic, it can feel dated and cheap when it comes to difficulty. There are 2 mission packs from Hypnotic Software, later known as Ritual Entertainment, who made the Sin games, and Rogue, who made Strife, and American McGee's Alice. Scour, Java Amargon, and Dissolution of Eternity are hard sons of bitches with new enemies and long levels to boot. My main gripe is the music. Instead of using Fred Raznor's score, or at least hiring Aubrey Hodges, they went with a different style, which feels like they should be in Doom or Quake 2 even. Actually, that would have sounded out of place as well, if only Sonic Mayhem played those instead. Of course, there are mods that enhance your experience, like Quake 1.5, and it popularized the animation style known as Machinima with Diary of a Camper. The game is mission packs are all available on Steam as separate entities or in GOG in a pack. I recommend playing on a source port because DOS Quake just won't cut it. You alright? What happened? You were unconscious for a day after finishing the last episode. Huh? Black nails? Did you just paint in my nails while I was sleeping? I don't remember putting that. I feel like they're unpainted. Oh no. I'm gradually becoming one with the other. What do you mean? I had a nightmare where it was just a normal day for me. I was eating at a fast food joint, but then, as I left the place, the world around me suddenly turned to hell. Literally. As I explored this new world, I entered this castle and came across a somewhat familiar face. It's my demonic form, but she looked way different than usual. Black arms, black legs, horns on her head, a tail above her butt. Does she have piercings on her nipples? TMI, sis. She approached me and caressed me, smiling. My. Such human flesh wrapped around such a soft body. So fragile, so weak-minded. You tried and tried to stop me from controlling you, but you just couldn't resist my corrupted powers inside your brain. One day, you'll exist merely in your own mind. In the meantime, sayonara. So it was indeed a warning. Tell me that she will one day fully control my body, and I'll essentially cease to exist. On the flip side, they do make me look more gothic. Sassy, are you really goth, or do you just like wearing black? Please don't give me an existential crisis.